First in high definition from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
Good evening, I'm Nicole Livis.
And I'm Tom Shad. The Isle of Wight Sheriff's Office is investigating a severe case of child abuse.
Someone called 911 last night after a 4-month-old baby girl was found unresponsive at a home on Stallings Creek Drive in Smithfield. Paramedics say she was short of breath, malnourished, and suffering from some type of trauma.
Investigators say she also has a twin who had signs of severe abuse and neglect. Now, we understand both children are at CHKD, and deputies are investigating the parents, but there have been no arrests. There's another 4-year-old living in that house, we're told. That child shows no evidence of any abuse or neglect. We'll stay on this story throughout our 90 minutes of news. Well, it looks like all aircraft carriers will stay in Norfolk.
At least for now. For years, the Navy talked about moving a carrier to Mayport, Florida, but the 2013 defense budget released today does not include funding for relocating a carrier. 10 on your side's Art Kahn is following today's developments for us. So, Art, welcome news, huh?
Well, Nicole and Tom, it is welcome news for Hampton Roads, but a disappointment for Florida lawmakers. You know, Virginia's congressional delegation welcomes the news, but even they will tell you this fight isn't over yet. Like an F-18 catapulting from the deck of a carrier, Virginia's lawmakers wasted no time in getting out the word about the decision on Mayport.
This is a huge win for Hampton Roads.
The 2nd District Congressman Scott Ridgell says the decision to omit construction funds for Mayport was the right choice given the current budget restraints on the Department of Defense.
It was money that we didn't have, funding something we didn't need, and I'm glad that that's not moving forward.
The Navy realizing that right now they kind of bit off more than they can chew to try to send that carrier down to Mayport. It makes no economic sense to do it in this current environment.
But Florida Congressman Andrew Crenshaw disagrees. In a statement released to 10 on your side today, Crenshaw says, quote, "This makes no sense. We are already 3 years into making Mayport nuclear capable. Further delays will only drive cost higher. The Pentagon is making a short-sighted fiscal decision that is not in the best interest of national security."
I don't agree with that. I think that there's been a modicum amount of money spent down there in order to assure that if you needed a temporary spot for a carrier in Mayport, they would at least have some structure down there. But we were talking about $1 billion.
While Hampton Roads enjoys a victory on the Mayport decision, there are other budget battles still facing the fleet in Norfolk. 4th District Congressman Randy Forbes.
If you look at this budget very carefully, as we're beginning to do, we'll probably have 14 ships less in Hampton Roads in the next 5 years. We have to be careful with that. And the administration has proposed not 1 but 2 rounds of BRAC, which we want to try to stave off.
Now, Congressman Forbes chairs the subcommittee that the decision on BRAC hearings must clear. Tonight at 6, I'll have more on the Mayport decision with respects to its implications for national security, as well as other concerns about the future downsizing of the Norfolk fleet. Nicole and Tom, this battle is going to continue, but a victory for now.
All right.
2 more rounds of BRAC closures, yeah.
Thanks, Art. Well, just after the carrier announcement, Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell sent out a statement applauding the Navy's decision to call off the move. He said because of our area's long-standing partnership with the Navy, he's, quote, grateful to Secretary Ray Mabus for the decision that the carrier will remain at Naval Station Norfolk.
An argument inside a Norfolk bar ended with 1 person shot. Police got the call to the beach pub on East Ocean View Avenue just after 1:30 Saturday morning. The victim went to the hospital but is expected to be okay. Police are still looking for that suspect. Newport News Police did get these 2 men accused of stealing a truckload of metal. Officers stopped Christopher Dries and Timothy Smith early this morning when they noticed their truck overloaded with metal. Unclear what type of metal it was. Both men faced a list of charges, including grand larceny.
Not in my backyard. That's what people living in Accomack County are saying tonight. They're fighting plans to bring a sewage treatment center to the area. 10 on your side's Andy Fox has more information on this controversial issue. He joins us now live from Metumpkin Elementary, where people are showing up to speak out about this. Andy.
Yeah, they're going to be showing up. We have 600 chairs set up, and every single one of them will be filled. We've got the audio check going on. This is a huge issue. We have video of the controversy involved here. You're looking at video of a 70-acre site. This is outside the village of Atlantic. The question is, what is going to go there? Well, the Atlantic Town Center is proposed by the developer. It's a massive 320-acre development. Chris Carbaugh, the developer, proposed Atlantic Town Center is just a huge opportunity. Office space, homes, business district, school, even a hotel conference center on the site here. But in order to build it, the developer must construct a sewage treatment center, and residents in nearby Atlantic are livid.
Do not use the old historic village of Atlantic as an outhouse.
I'm not happy about it. Like I said, this is a farming community, Andy.
How long have you been here?
73 years come Saturday.
You don't have a project.
You're right. I mean, that's what they got to decide. Do they want the economic opportunities and the jobs associated with this project, or don't they? I mean, that's what it really will come down to.
What's your message to the developer?
Take your sewage treatment and keep it on your own property.
Don't bring it down
Don't
here.
bring it to me. I don't want it. I don't need it.
Yeah, and you can hear the sound check that's going on right now, but those are the two sides. Nicole, keep the sewage there, keep your project there, don't bring it to the town and village of Atlantic. We don't need it. Of course, the developer is saying if the Board of Supervisors tonight does not approve his project to allow him to build a sewage treatment center without getting a zoning change, then that could actually kill his project. So both sides are going to be out in force. One side saying we need to move forward, we need progress in Accomack County. The other side, the residents in Atlantic, saying, okay, we'll do it all on your property. Just don't send any of the treatment water or anything doing with the sewage treatment center to Atlantic. And so the two sides are divided. A huge meeting expected here. We'll have a full report coming up tonight on 6:15. And exactly what will the issue come down to? What are the two sides? Is there any type of middle ground? We'll have that part of the story and the full controversy coming up tonight at 6:15. Nicole, back to you.
All right, looks like they're ready for all those folks there. Now, if you're looking for more information about the proposed plan, just head over to WAVY.com. You'll see a map of the area in question, and you can check out the permit application, which gives you extensive background on that project.
There's a new airline flying into Hampton Roads. People Express is coming to Newport News Williamsburg International. The airline says it'll create 1,000 jobs over the next 3 years. We'll have more on today's announcement, the big announcement, at 6 o'clock. It's the first day on the job for Old Dominion University's new police chief. Rhonda Harris stepped into that role today. She comes to ODU with 25 years experience. Harris moved to Norfolk from New Brunswick, New Jersey. That's where she served as chief of police at Rutgers. Harris replaced former chief Rudolph Burrell, who retired in June.
Police say they issued a summons to a driver who crashed onto the Tide tracks last night. Crash happened on Curlew Drive between the Newtown Road and Military Highway light rail stops. Crews worked on the damaged cable and tracks until early this morning. Police have not released that driver's name. A follow-up to a story 10 on your side has been following for months now. You'll notice a big change at a busy Virginia Beach intersection today. There's a new temporary traffic signal at the intersection of Laskin Road and Arctic Avenue. Thanks in part to our investigation, the city installed the traffic light to ease confusion around that intersection down there at the oceanfront. The light replaces a two-way stop sign that was blamed for several accidents. The Laskin Gateway project is set to be complete in June of 2013.
And here's a 10-time saver traffic alert. You'll notice some road closures in the reversible HOV lanes this week. VDOT will be closing the HOV lanes on I-64 to all traffic for roadway maintenance all week long. The closures will be from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. through Thursday and Friday 9 a.m. till noon. The HOV diamond lanes will not be affected by this. We reported at the top of the newscast the Navy will not move an aircraft carrier to Florida, and this decision reaches far beyond the military community. Tonight at 5:30, what this all means for you.
And the music industry and fans around the world are mourning the loss of Whitney Houston. Still ahead, the latest on the investigation into what caused the iconic singer's death. And
more than a dozen guns stolen from a local store by unusual force. Find out the clue the suspects left behind that could lead police straight to them.
A little warmer today, but the clouds on the horizon are kind of ominous, but yeah, I'm not real concerned about them. What's ahead for tomorrow? Today was into the low 50s. Tomorrow, we're looking a little warmer. We'll tell you all about it in just a few minutes.
The LA County coroner says it could be 2 months before we learn what drugs, if any, may have contributed to Whitney Houston's death. The coroner confirmed to NBC News police found prescription pill bottles in her room. They also confirmed she was found underwater and apparently unconscious. Last night, some of the biggest names in the music industry paid their respects to the 6-time Grammy winner.
It's a tragedy. I'm lost for words. It's really hard.
She had that gift for wanting to live, wanting to sing, wanting to be here, being a light. And now that that light has been taken out.
Houston's body was released to her family today to be flown home to New Jersey. They're making plans to hold a service by the end of the week, but exact details of a wake and funeral have not been released just yet. Meanwhile, Houston's only child, 18-year-old Bobby Christina, left a Los Angeles hospital after reports that she suffered from stress and anxiety. Bobby Christina's father, Bobby Brown, is back in Los Angeles comforting his daughter. The singer was on tour with his group, New Edition, when he learned about his ex-wife's death. Brown released a statement, quote, "At this time we ask for privacy, especially for my daughter." Coming up tonight at 5:30, we are learning about Houston in the days before her death.
And now investigators want to know what caused a fire that burned financial records at the University of Hawaii. That fire started inside a building that handles payrolls records, student loans, and other fiscal matters. The fire charred records for more than 60,000 students, nearly 8,000 faculty and staff as well. No word on how that information will be recovered. And here's an abrupt wake-up call in Costa Rica after an earthquake hit south of the capital city of San Jose. The epicenter was just off the country's southwestern coast, measuring 5.8 when it hit around 5 a.m. That's about 17 miles below the Earth's surface as well. But you see a little rumbling there, but no reports of damage or injuries.
More than a dozen stolen guns are on the street, but the suspects left behind clues. Find out what could lead police straight to the thieves. Brazen thieves rammed a gun shop in Norfolk not once, but 5 times.
And police say they made off with more than a dozen guns, and they are still out there. This all happened at Davison's Discount Firearms near the intersection of North Military Highway and Poplar Hall Drive last Sunday, February 5th. 10 on your side's Ava Hurdle's in the newsroom with the search for those weapons. Ava.
Tom, we talked with the owner by phone today. He's still working with a contractor to determine just when the store will reopen. He talked exclusively with 10 on your side on Sunday.
It's what police commonly call a smash and grab. 21 pistols gone from Davison's Discount Firearms after an ATF agent says thieves drove a stolen U-Haul truck through the storefront, taking down a handicap sign, a store sign, and iron bars in the process.
Shy of driving, a truck through the building, there's nothing you can really do about that. But it was definitely different.
Then burglars hit the cases.
Some of the cases were smashed and it appeared that firearms were missing.
The suspects wore hoodies to hide their identities, according to the owner, who saw them on surveillance video. The ATF says it can't release the footage to the media for now because it would hinder their investigation.
We don't have any suspects or any leads or anything at this time.
But they do have serial numbers on each gun taken, and those numbers are traceable in computers at the National Crime Information Center.
We're praising God for, obviously it's something that's out of our control, but He's definitely got our back, so we're going to put everything back together and get the shop back open.
Now, that break-in happened around 4 a.m. If you saw anything or can help police, call the crime line number. I'm Ava Hurdle, 10 on your side.
And when caught, those burglars could face federal charges, including theft of a firearm from a federal licensee.
We are staying on top of breaking news out of Isle of Wight County. That's where the sheriff's office is investigating a severe case of child abuse. 10 on your side's Ann McNamara joins us now live from there. Ann.
Neil, this is actually the home. You take a look behind me. This home behind me, police and detectives, the sheriff's department is at this home right now. I'm told by the sheriff's department they are serving a search warrant. This is the home of the parents. Now, there are 2 children involved in this case, 2 4-month-old twins. I'm told both of those twins are girls. Here's what happened. The Sheriff's Department got a 911 call from this home. They wouldn't say who called yesterday. Now, they say that they found one of those 4-month-old girls unresponsive. They say the girl was malnourished and the baby was also bruised as a result of trauma. They said they saw the same thing except for the shortness of breath with the other twin. Both of those twins are now at CHKD. They're being taken care of, though I'm told that first twin that was found unresponsive is in fact in critical condition. I'm told she has life-threatening injuries. I'm told there's also a 4-year-old who lives in this home with these two parents, but that 4-year-old did not show any evidence of child abuse or neglect. Now, they are investigating the parents as possible suspects. Again, they're serving that search warrant right now. We're going to stay on top of this news and get back to you as soon as we have any updates. Guys?
Now, in high definition, your Super Dapper 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Well, what a weekend we had. Obviously, things warmed up a little today, but the clouds that are moving on in, not much going on with that. Here's what's going on. Super Dapper 10 live. No rainfall or snowfall into the region whatsoever, and none is likely. We're looking pretty good, and it is going to warm on up even further than what we had for today. But we're going to see a lot of cloud cover start to move in overnight. Now, look at this. This is moving eastward. It looks for all the world like it's going to get us. It isn't. It's likely to just split apart. Most of the rain moves to the south and the snow falls apart to the north of our region. So again, we're not looking at anything to move in out of this. May see a stray sprinkle or two late tomorrow night. And by the end of the day on Wednesday, we're likely to see some sunshine. But on Thursday, this should move in. This will actually give us some rain. That'll happen on Thursday. But Wednesday, that's where we are. Kind of a long-range view of where everything is coming from. Again, lots of cloud cover moving in out of this one. We don't see rain out of this one, but we're likely to see some rain coming up on Thursday out of that one way on off to the west. Here's what's going on. Clouds, but no snow, no rain, and we are going to warm up just a tad. Here's the cloud cover overnight into tomorrow morning. 7 o'clock, a southwesterly breeze at about 10 miles an hour, becoming southerly, and we could see an isolated shower across Hatteras Island, and that would be about it during the day for tomorrow. Mostly cloudy skies, maybe a couple of breaks in the clouds every now and then. A stray sprinkle late tomorrow night around midnight, and then this little wind shift line drops on through. Our skies clear off by the noon hour coming up on Wednesday, and generally we're going to see things warm back on up a little bit. Today it was around 50 degrees. Tomorrow we're likely to warm up about 4 or 5 degrees. Here's a look at the cloud cover moving on in. It's going to make for a brilliant sunset. We'll have another Tower Cam time lapse here coming up at 5:30. Here's where we are: 46, 49, 46. High today, 50 degrees. But again, these temperatures are uniform, basically 45 to 50. That was the big story, though, this morning. Our low temperatures, 17, 18, 22, to even 24 at Kill Devil Hills, 28 degrees in Manteo. Again, it was the coldest night, or one of the coldest nights we've seen so far this season. And you can see even on off to the west, 15, 16. So again, it was cold, obviously, during the weekend, and it lasted through this morning. Tomorrow morning, though, we're going to wake on up, and it'll be upper 20s, so about 10 degrees less cold than it was this morning. 27 to 31 for the south side. For the peninsula, we're looking at 27 to around 29, mostly cloudy skies. And for the middle peninsula, northern neck, eastern shore, 27, 28, mostly cloudy skies. Continue during the day tomorrow. It'll likely be around 55 degrees. Not a bad day at all, considering what we've been through in terms of the cold weather that we had, especially for yesterday. 55 tomorrow, 56 on Wednesday, all the way on up to 61 degrees on Thursday. There's that chance of rain. Then it cools off for Friday into next weekend.
Parents getting stuck with big cell phone bills because of video game apps.
A $50 barrel of Smurfberries, a $30 barrel, and a $20 barrel. It all added up real quick.
Those are big barrels. We're on your side with how to avoid the app trap.
A Virginia couple got trapped inside their home, and you can see why tonight, how rescuers finally got them out. In tonight's Consumer Alert, do the kids in your life get stuck in the app trap? It seems more video games are out to nickel and dime your children. It might seem innocent enough. Your child is playing a free game on your smartphone, but oftentimes there are hidden charges. There are usually on-screen warnings, but kids ignore them or simply can't read them, and then you get stuck with the bill.
Well, you get it for free initially, but free is kind of fun. It's when you start buying the tools and the software and the clothes and the uniforms and dressing like all your other competitors. That's what really makes it fun. So that's where the free changes into a cost.
10 is on your side with ways you can make sure your kids don't get ripped off by these subtle charges. First, look for the parental controls. Second, you can go to the in-app purchases and turn off that ability. Also, educate your children about the games. And finally, if you do find an unfamiliar charge on your credit card for something you didn't expect, fight it. You might be able to get those charges dropped. Are you taking your sweetie out for a movie date on Valentine's Day? Up next, why you might want to skip those tasty theater treats.
Oh, come on. Did you know it's not illegal to use GPS to track someone? I said not. Well, tonight, what state lawmakers are doing to try and protect you.
The fact that that case, along with the case
Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2.
2 from 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you, Tom.
Hey, don't have it pinned on, but I will in a second.
Thank you.
Okay, you know what tomorrow is, right? And some of you may have Valentine's Day plans that include dinner and a movie. But before you hit the snack bar, that's right, consider this. Consumer Reports tested popcorn and other snacks at 3 major movie chains. A large buttered bucket tipped the scales at more than, 800 calories. And a Coke and Pepsi to wash it down, tack on 600 calories and as much as 174 grams of sugar. That's sweet. And love is definitely in the air in Thailand. That's where couples have been lip-locked for more than a day, hoping to break the world record for the longest kiss. Competitors are stuck standing on a small box and are only allowed to eat and drink through a straw. And if nature calls, a referee must tag along for that bathroom break. Yes, the winning couple will bring home a diamond ring worth $3,300 and a hotel gift voucher worth $6,600. That's it. Stay with us. WAVY News 10 at 5:30 starts right now.